Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome to another RebelScum.com video review. And today, brought to you by a good friend of mine, Kevin Houtzinger, who's also a longtime friend of the site of RebelScum.com, has brought something special for us to play with today. So he ordered the new Hot Toys Darth Maul from Season 7 of Clone Wars with the awesome Mando slab prison thingy, and that's it. That's the official term now. Mando slab prison thingy. That's definitely not it, but that is now. That's what it is. But he had to get a couple of shock troopers to guard it, which makes sense. I totally get that. So here we have the new Hot Toys clone shock trooper to go along with that. This is case fresh. The shipping box hasn't even been opened yet. This is it. Right here. Brand new. Nice and fresh. So we're going to open this right here in this video. So let's do it. I'm excited. I don't get to play with Hot Toys that often. Usually it's Kevin saying, "Hey, you want to play with some Hot Toys?" And I'm like, "Yeah. When can you come over?" My mom said it's okay. I'll bring my guys and we'll have a big war with them or something. Here's that. In case someone gets a little too razor blade happy with it, they have a protective piece of cardboard on top. But for those of you who didn't catch how I opened that, proper technique in opening a case of any kind, and if you just so happen to be watching and you're a Target or a Walmart employee, you take note especially, because this is where I see these issues happen the most. So what you do, say I didn't open this box at all yet. You take your razor blade here, or if you're opening this fresh at home or any kind of package, take your blade out, cut the sides first, both sides, right down, nice and smooth, and then you make yourself a little tent here, put a little pressure, give it a little tent, try to get a finger underneath if you can, and you hold that piece up, and you reduce the blade just a little bit because you don't need too much to cut through the tape, unless they over-taped it, which that was rude, but usually they don't, especially if it's a case fresh item. And you just gently across with that bridge the whole way down. That way you don't accidentally cut the product inside, because sometimes there are cut lines on freshly opened product, and that does affect the value, especially for you inbox collectors. Notice how there's no lines whatsoever on these flaps. There you go. That's proper technique. And I'll do a how-to video on that later. It'll be short in one of our KED talks, Collectors Entertainment Design talks. So here we have the outer protective plastic sleeve. That's off. And there you go. The Coruscant Guard, or Clone Shock Trooper, whichever you want to call it, same thing. This is the new one with the Electro staff. That thing looks so cool. TMS025, not 0. I like how they had the outer sleeve part on there, on the outer cover. And just like always with those awesome Hot Toys pieces, you have that inner cover as well. Just another layer of packaging. But I love how they always use the figures themselves. They take some really awesome photos of their figures. Some really cool actionable poses. I really like those. And here we go. So right off the bat, in case you can't... Here we go. In case you can see, we have all kinds of awesome accessories right there at the front. Usually there's some towards the back too, under multiple levels of trays. So there's the Electro staff, there's the DC-15 blaster rifle, there's the long DC-15 blaster rifle, you got a couple of detonators right here, you got a couple of Electro Effects, swappable hands. You always get all kinds of swappable hands with your Hot Toys figures. There's the trooper himself. He's looking very awesome in that clone armor. Love the Phase 2 clone armor. He looks fantastic. And that's pretty much it for what you can see from the trays. This whole tray does remove from the main box. We're going to set that aside. Let's see if there's any strips of tape on there is right here on the bottom where to put my blade. It's over there. There we go. Nice and careful. And then we're just gonna lift that tray up, and then you can see that smaller tray with those smaller accessories is still on the outer bubble. But then when you lift that up, there's his weapons, there's the figure. Some of the pieces are individually wrapped in plastic. For example, the arms, and those just slide up and down. And the legs. Those are really easy to just get off. And there's even some protective plastic to prevent paint wear and scuffing in the box for whichever reason on the ankles here. So how do we? Is that just like wrapped around? There we go. Yeah, it's just wrapped around. So you can just get that. Feel like I'm opening a loaf of bread. Here we go. That. And then you can go ahead and start posing him. He looks really, really awesome. And you can, with Hot Toys, usually get them to stand pretty well. They do come with a stand for when you're going to display them long-term on shelf before you're, done playing with them right now. I mean, right now we're playing with it. But when you're getting ready to put it up on shelf in the display of your choosing, that's when you're going to want to set up the actual long-term stand, which is in here, right under where the legs are. There's this little bubble here that is where the back of the legs fit. Wrapped in plastic, nice and neat. There's the plaque detailing who this is, which is also really cool. Not only do you get really good figure stands with each and every item from Hot Toys, you also get a plaque detailing which Hot Toys it is. And normally there's some kind of specific flooring or grounded design for some characters specifically. For example, they'll have like a sandy base or a different kind of sandy base or some kind of rocky base or a snowy base, all kinds of different ones. And then these stands are pretty easy. They're usually relatively similar. Just fit that in. I realize you probably can't see that. Just fit that in right there. It's just rectangular. Just fits down like so. This just caresses. So just adjust it. And there you go. Now he's standing with the aid of his stand. That way, in case something happens, he doesn't just fall over and get damaged. Here is that awesome long DC-15 blaster rifle. Look at the great, awesome texture, all the line work, all that great detail on there. Love clone weapons. And then here's the short DC-15 blaster rifle, and it does have the extendable stock. Now, it doesn't go all the way. It doesn't quite open up all the way to go over here, so he's got the shoulder stock that folds out, but it still articulates, which is still really cool. So there's that. Just realized I don't think they ever used that in the show. Not even once. I don't think they ever fold that out. It's there, but they never use it. I guess they're just that good. Here is the Electro Staff. That thing is really, really awesome. Nice and long. Now, Season 7 of Clone Wars is not the first time we see these get used. We also see them, I want to say, as early as Season 5 in Clone Wars. For example, when Anakin and Ahsoka are visiting the Republic prison on Coruscant, there are Coruscant guards on duty holding these awesome staffs. And one of them, even, not threateningly, but cautiously, I guess, that's not quite the right word. Deterrently, we'll say that, in case that's not a real word. It is now. As a deterrent, lights it up to say, hey, General Skywalker, you need to tone it down a little bit, bud. You're out of your jurisdiction here, kind of a thing. Okay, so let's open these awesome effects. There's a little bit of tape right here, and then you could just open it up on one side and still keep that other side taped down if you like. There we go. So this is the half spherical type of detonator, kinds that usually you see just get kind of stuck to droids or different surfaces. They're usually magnetic in a sense, in the series at least. Here is the full cylindrical, not cylindrical, spherical. Spherical. The full spherical detonator. Really cool that they come with these. Here are the Electro Effects. So they're just round. Just kind of pick however you want to stick those on either end. And unlike the Black Series ones that come with the Electro Staff Purge Trooper, these aren't as soft rubbery plastic as those are, so they grip the staff a little bit better versus just falling off. You don't have to like kind of weave the electric effects into each other to kind of get them to stay on. It just slides right on, and as you can see, stays on very well. So you can put those on either end or just both ends, or none at all if you like, but I think it looks good with both. For the sake of having it displayed with Maul, I think you're going to want to have it with the Electro Staff, me personally. These are fully articulated. They have cloth and individual armor plate goods, which is really cool. Head moves all the way around. Get that awesome full articulation there. Shoulders in and out. Each piece is a separate piece of armor, which is really cool. And you have the cloth goods underneath for the undersuit of the clone trooper, which is awesome. And they do that on pretty much all of the Hot Toys troopers. Got that torso articulation. Can go up and down. Hips, knees, double jointed knees. There's those knee plates. You can see how they actually go up like they would if he was wearing real armor, if this was a person in a suit of armor. Ankle joints. You can get some really cool poses with this guy. And with the swappable hands, you can get it to where he's got his blasters in his hands. Come on. There we go. And these just pull out real nice and easy. Just plug it back in on that ball joint. Bring that. It's actually a pretty good hand to go with that. Get that all the way up in the shoulder. Give him a little bit of a wider stance. There you go. And like I said, you can get some really awesome poses. And this is just a minimum of the kind of poses you can do. I'm trying to not go too crazy because I don't want to risk chipping something or chipping paint. This isn't my piece right here, so there you go. I think that looks really sweet. And then, of course, you could do it with the smaller blaster rifle, or you can swap this hand once again and this other hand. And it's easier, especially with stuff like this, if before you try to put stuff in their hands, you take their hands off and then do it, because it's just going to make posing that much easier for you. That way, you're not fighting the hands and then popping them off the wrist joints while you're trying to put the weapon or weapons in their hands when you're doing their various poses. So just come back, just put that right back on there. And these do slide off. As you can see, they're sliding around on me. They do slide off. So keep that in mind while you're posing them. And he's ready. He can take on some Jedi like this too. Or a Darth Maul. If Darth Maul breaks out of his Mandalorian prison slab thingy. I think is what I was calling it earlier. And there you go. So guys, thank you so much for tuning into this review, and thank you so much to our good friend Kevin for letting us play with his action figures. It's nice to get to play with Hot Toys every once in a while. Especially really cool ones like this. And thank you to Hot Toys for making such an awesome figure. Honestly, this is awesome. They usually do really, really good work. If you haven't seen any of the reviews I've done in the past, not necessarily on rebelscum.com, but I have done some other Hot Toys courtesy of Kevin and some other friends of ours too. I've even done some of the Mandalorian reviews where we did Mando and the Child. They do a lot of cool stuff. So if there's stuff you're looking for, check out Hot Toys, check out Sideshow to see what they might have available, because they do all kinds of awesome 12-inch scale action figures and pieces, and they do statues and all kinds of stuff. I mean, lots and lots of awesome stuff, so give them a look out. Check out more rebelscum.com content. We do content every single day, articles, videos, you name it. There's all kinds of stuff. Check out the forums. There's all kinds of great stuff and great community members in our forums here on rebelscum.com. Follow us on social media. Like, subscribe, give us some comments, guys. Let us know what you think of this piece here. What kind of Hot Toys are you kind of hoping to see if they haven't done it already, or maybe see them update in the future? Because I know some stuff they did really early on. They've done some updates here and there on some items. Pretty sure this isn't the first shock trooper they've ever done. So what kind of things would you like to see them update or do in the future? Let us know. Give us that kind of commentary. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. May the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.